How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Jerome Powell is speaking really bullish about the economy and sounds really bullish about lowering rates this year. It's causing the stock market to actually go up. You can see a lot of green there. And I think it's going to affect crypto as well. Blackrock is flipping Microstrategy probably today or tomorrow. This is pretty big news. It's going to be hitting headlines. There's also some other stuff happening in the background that I want to tell you about. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video. I saw over the last 7 days, 66% of people watching these videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, consider subscribing. There's also a link down there to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrency. This is going to be a crazy bull run. Typically, after we hit all-time highs, after we break through, it only takes about 3 weeks to double. So if you have any longs open, you're going to print money. Of course, there's going to be volatility, but in bull runs, that is when you make a lot of money using leverage. There's also the ability to trade meme coins. So in case you want to go leverage a meme coin, you can do that over on Margex. And I am going to be posting a video about Helium Mobile later. Be on the lookout for that because that is going to be a really cool video. I've been blown away by Helium Mobile so far. Now, let's take a look at what's happening in crypto. The trading volume for the ETFs suggests another positive day. IBIT, this is from a little while ago. It's actually from 2 hours ago. IBIT, Blackrock, Bitcoin Trust had about 1 billion of inflows, 1 billion of volume. Fidelity had about 800 million, and then Grayscale has about 700 million. Now we're actually seeing Grayscale's outflows slow down over the last 4 or 5 days. So this does suggest that we could have another positive day for the ETFs, which is obviously good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just slapping up against that $78,000 mark. It just continues to get just right close to it and then rejected. So I would not be surprised if we do have a breakout here pretty soon. We have 24 hours left in the trading week. Maybe we have to wait until next week. And of course, there's always a chance that we fall back down too. But I would not be surprised to see a breakout here soon. This is going to hit headlines probably today or tomorrow over the weekend. Microstrategy. Right now, they have 193,000 Bitcoin. Now, they got some funding for about $700 million more dollars. So that's going to buy them, 10,000 Bitcoin? Now, at this point, though, they have 193,000. BlackRock is right on their tail with 187,000 Bitcoin. They could pass them today, unless MicroStrategy announces right at the same time that they bought. All that BlackRock would have to buy is 6,000 Bitcoin for the day. And yesterday they had 4,100, the day before 12,600, the day before 6,000. So over the last 3 days, they've averaged more than that amount. Now this is pretty substantial because MicroStrategy has been adding to their Bitcoin stack for 4 years. BlackRock started, 38 trading days ago? So it's barely taken them any time, and it seems like they're accelerating. Just a few days ago was their highest inflow day. And they're talking to clients. We know that Larry Fink said that Bitcoin was a flight to safety. This was a while ago. Other people have said that too, like Kathy Wood. But BlackRock's really putting their money where their mouth is. It was kind of leaked last week, I think it was, that they held a meeting with some of their top clients, and their quant for BlackRock said that it would not be crazy, basically, to put 28% of your portfolio into Bitcoin. I forgot exactly how he phrased it, but that's basically what he said, that it would not be a crazy idea. And in the past, we've had papers from BlackRock that suggested even higher percentages, like 84.9. In the same article, too, or in the same study, they said if you were just basing it off the math, if you had a higher risk tolerance, it would make sense to go 106% Bitcoin. So BlackRock is suggesting maybe you go on leverage if you're just breaking down the math. Now, if you want to use leverage, like BlackRock is kind of saying, like I said, there is a link to Margex, but let's continue. Shameless plug there. BlackRock suggesting huge allocations to Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying to go 90% Bitcoin, 85% Bitcoin, anything like that. But I think you're maybe not bullish enough, or at least traditional finance isn't bullish enough. And just this week, we got news that Blackrock is filing to purchase more Bitcoin ETFs within one of their funds. So they basically had a filing that said the fund may acquire shares in ETFs or ETPs that hold underlying Bitcoin. And this was for their Strategic Income Opportunities Fund. This is a large fund. So they have 24 billion in, they say size of class. The size of the fund is 36 billion, 37 billion. So it's reported as 37 billion in assets. They give nice yields, 5% yields. Now the historical growth is subpar. I mean, on the 10-year, you can see 2.8%, but they do pay that high dividend yield. And this is a large fund for them. Now, it's not their largest fund. You can actually see it right here. If we just go right here, 24 billion. This is on the second page of their funds. So if we scroll to their first page, we have much larger funds, all the way up to $500 billion in their iShares Core S&P 500. Now, what happens if they start adding this to other funds? What if they add it to their core U.S. aggregate bond ETF or something else? I don't know. You can go through the list of things that might be able to fit in. But what if it starts being added to more? And they haven't added it, to be clear. They have not added it yet to their income fund. But that's a $24 billion fund. What if they put a couple percent allocation in there? They're going and buying hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin. And that's not based on the clients choosing it like IBIT is right now. Like, yeah, they can push people to buy it, but they can't make them buy it. But for this, they're literally just taking money that's already in the fund and putting it in there. Like they're forcing you to buy Bitcoin. So that's kind of crazy when you think about it there. Like, of course, people could pull their money out, but are they going to notice? Probably not. Are they going to care? Probably not. This is not their first time doing this either. They've forced behaviors before. Larry Fink talked about this years ago and got a lot of flack for it, but they forced behaviors with the ESG movement. So they're definitely not above doing that with Bitcoin. And this is supposed to be a protective fund for them, the strategic fund. It's supposed to be it's supposed to give you an income, and it's supposed to give you diversification. It's meant to preserve capital. They say that. Seeks total return that is consistent with preservation of capital. So they're really putting their money where their mouth is, that this is a flight to safety. And there's no question why they continue to push clients to continue to buy this ETF. Like, so far, the total performance of the fund is absolutely nuts. It's 45% in a month and a half, or almost 2 months, I suppose. From the bottom, it's even more than that. It's 73%. So yeah, they are crushing it with this. Their AUM is massive, right? They're going to continue to push more and more assets in here. And they're nowhere close to an allocation that they suggest. Like, if they're even suggesting 1 or 2%, doesn't it make sense for them to have 100 billion in this because they have 10 trillion in assets? They have like 10 billion in it, 12 billion, something like that right now. So they have a lot further to go to allocate towards it. And this is just one institution. We're also hearing that Morgan Stanley is closer than ever. There's some rumors of that going around because they did say that they kind of wanted to be in this race. And there are rumors that they're very close. So that will be interesting too. BlackRock's not the only player in town. Now, Powell is sounding very bullish or very dovish for the first time in a while. He says interest rates right now are well into restrictive territory. They're well above neutral. He says we're far from neutral now. And he's saying we're far away from where neutral is. We're very restrictive right now. He says some other stuff too, including we're not far from confidence to cut rates. They said inflation is lower than we were expecting, essentially. We're not far away from feeling pretty good about cutting rates. He's testifying in front of Congress right now. So yeah, this is super bullish. That's why the stock market is up today. It's because Jerome Powell is speaking really dovish. And yeah, that's going to help risk assets. People are going to look to allocate towards riskier assets. And yeah, you're not going to get as much money in your savings account, in your checking account. I know I have money sitting on the sidelines, and in a year, it's going to be earning me less money than it is right now. It's kind of crazy. So be on the lookout. More institutions buying, and this is kind of a crazy time. There are a lot of cryptos that are going absolutely nuts. Even Bitcoiners are talking about hitting 50x's in meme coins. This is Will Clemente, one of the most well-regarded analysts out there, and he doesn't even say what meme coin he's in, but he said, yeah, just hit my first 50x meme coin. I think he even got into Bitcoin like in the 2020 market, because he's a young guy. He's like 20, 22, something like that. I think he got in last market. So he doesn't have a 50x in Bitcoin for sure, right? But he just has his first 50x in meme coins. Maybe we're going to get a new altcoiner out of this cycle that is a Bitcoiner first and then kind of degens into some altcoins. Who knows? We're going to see a lot this cycle, so I would not be surprised if that happens with a few people. Now, like I said, you can go and trade cryptocurrency with the link underneath the video at Margex. Definitely check it out if you're interested. There's also a link down there in case you want to check out HGAlgo, which can give you momentum indicators on the market. So it can tell you when we're having bullish momentum or bearish momentum before we make big moves, which can be super helpful when you're trading. There's also a DCA indicator on there as well that tells you basically, like, based on technicals, is this a good time to dollar cost average in or dollar cost average out? Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I really appreciate it. Be on the look for that Helium mobile video later today, and I'll see you in the next one.